Hello everyone, we are from Film Studies Class G. We're about to review a movie entitled Midnight in Paris by Woody Allen. The review consists of synopsis, background information of the film, arguments, and evaluation. The first part is a summary of plot synopsis of Midnight in Paris. Midnight in Paris film is about Jill Bender, a screenwriter who has a complicated relationship with his materialistic fiancée, Ines. While traveling to Paris with Ines' family one night, Jill goes for a walk and he discovers that he can travel back in time to the 1920s. It happens every day in the middle of the night. He met and made friends with famous artists and writers at that time, including Ernest Hemingway, Gertrude Stein, Pablo Picasso, etc. In the midst of his journey, Gil falls in love with Adriana, who is Picasso's mistress. At the end of the story, Gil decides to separate from Ines and settle in Paris because of his fondness for Paris. And the next part is background information of Midnight in Paris. Midnight in Paris is a film with romance, comedy, and fantasy genres, played by famous actors such as Owen Wilson as Jill Bender, Rachel McAdams as Ines, and Marion Cotillard as Adriana. The film was directed by Woody Allen, an American filmmaker, actor, and comedian whose career spans more than 6 decades and has received many awards throughout his career, such as Academy Award for Best Directing, BAFTA Award for Best Film, Grammy Award for Best Compilation Sound, and many more. Allen also has his own characteristics in choosing the title of his films. Most of his films use city names such as Manhattan Murder Mystery, Vicky Cristina Barcelona, The Purple Rose of Cairo, and Midnight in Paris.
Next is argument about the film. So we have some arguments regarding to Midnight in Paris. The first argument is the reality and fiction in Midnight in Paris. Set in the 1920s, some scenes in the film are based on true stories that actually happened in Paris at that time. During that time, Paris became the epicenter of culture, embracing extravagance, diversity, and creativity. Artists from all over the world, including F. Scott Fitzgerald, rushed to Paris, which had become a hotspot of expression and an instrument of artistic direction by this point. In the film, some of the artists who have been mentioned have a fairly close relationship with each other. Apparently, this really did happen in the real world, where Gertrude Stein grew to support the creativity of artists and authors at the time, setting up frequent gatherings with all those involved. These include not only writers like Hemingway and Fitzgerald, but also world-renowned artists like Pablo Picasso. Although there are many famous artists, this film also certainly gives a touch of fiction, such as Adriana, who is Picasso's mistress. Perhaps for some people who don't know, Adriana is considered a real character, but in reality, it is a fictional character. This is because in the beginning, Ellen didn't really describe who the character was, while not everyone knows who the characters are in this film. And this is the clip that support our argument.
Alice, how the hell are you? Good? Good. I see she's here. Follow me. Okay. Non, je ne suis pas d'accord. Parce que
This is Gil Pender, Miss Stein. He's a young American writer. I thought you two should know each other.
I'm glad you're here. You can help decide which of us is right and which of us is wrong. I was just telling Pablo that this portrait doesn't capture Adriana. It has a universality, but no objectivity.
Non, 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 vous ne le comprenez pas correctement. Vous connaissez pas Adriana. Regardez, regardez les mouvements, le tableau. C'est exactement ce qu'il la représente.
Non, tu n'as pas raison. Look how he's done her. Dripping with sexual innuendo, carnal to the point of smoldering. And yes, she's beautiful, but it's a subtle beauty, an implied sensuality. I mean, what is your first impression of Adriana?
And the next argument for our review is what Woody Allen want to deliver. Besides linking to the film to the historical events, we also think that Allen had something in his mind when producing Midnight in Paris. Through this film, Allen clearly wants to convey the message that a person should not hold on to the past. The past is a great place and time to learn and inspire, but it should not be used as a guide to life in the present. The message is clear from the moment Midnight in Paris begins. We also argue that the main character in the film, Jill Bender and Adriana, are both obsessed with a past that is not their era. They feel that the world they live in cannot give them what they want and feel that the world in the past is more suitable for each of them. Adriana feels more suited to La Belle Epoque era, and Gil feels like comfortable in 1920s Paris. However, Allen presents the message in a very imaginative way through the film.
What are you talking about?
And this clip is supporting our argument.
We should stay here. It's the start of La Belle Epoque. It's the greatest, most beautiful era Paris has ever known.
Yeah, but what about the 20s and the Charleston and the Fitzgeralds and the Hemingways? I mean, I love those guys.
Well, it's the present. It's dull.
Dull? It's not my present. I'm from 2010.
What do you mean?
I dropped in on you the same way we're dropping in on the 1890s.
You did?
I was trying to escape my present the same way you're trying to escape yours to a golden age.
Surely you don't think the 20s are a golden age.
Well, yeah, to me they are.
But I'm from the 20s and I'm telling you the golden age is La Belle Epoque.
I mean, and look at these guys. I mean, to them, their golden age was the Renaissance.
And finally, we come to the evaluation of our review. From the result of this analysis, it can be concluded that although there are several scenes that relate to historical events, there are also fictional characters created by the author of this film. For ordinary people, this film might be confusing because the characters in the film are not directly explained, so it is difficult to distinguish which parts are real and which are fictional. But for literature and history enthusiasts, this film might be the one of the suitable recommendation. This film tells us that we need constantly live in the present time. Being born in different era, a greater era, will not bring everlasting happiness because humans have always been dissatisfied with what they have. And that's it for our review for Midnight in Paris film. Thank you for listening and thank you.